How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout. We are back with Rescue Rangers as we continue our Champions League campaign with the second game of our group stage at home to Paris Saint-Germain. So last time round we lost 3-0 away from home against Borussia Dortmund, which has left us bottom of the group so far. Let's just take a quick look at that group to remind ourselves. So CSK Moscow also sitting in 0 points after losing 2-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. So I think it looks pretty clear that Dortmund and PSG are going to fight out for the top place, and CSK Moscow and ourselves will be fighting out for third, which is fine. You know, it's our first season back in, so I guess that's all you can really expect. But last time out I played a defensive formation from the off against Dortmund, thinking that it might serve us well, but we definitely played better in the second half when we went back to a more familiar formation. So tonight I'm starting off on the front foot against Paris Saint-Germain. It's going to be a lineup that we're more familiar with, and it's going to be a formation that is definitely going to be more attacking and try to get some points on the board rather than going out of the Champions League with a whimper. We're at least going to go out fighting if that's going to happen, but you know, it's game 2 out of 6, so there's plenty of football to be played. But team news for tonight: Tavernier is suspended, unfortunately, as a lot of our goals come from him on the right wing. Chalobah is out with a sports hernia after being back from a previous injury for one game, I think, and he's managed to pick up yet another injury, so he's out for a while. Finances are ticking over fine. We're top of the league, 6 wins out of 7. That one blip against Partick Thistle, I believe it was. Yeah, it was Partick Thistle. So 6 points clear Celtic already, looking fairly good. If we have a look at the fixtures since the last time, 2-1 win away from home against Motherwell, goals from Wilson and Clough. Really made hard work of that game, and we were playing a fairly strong side. You know, I mean, I had Adam Morris, making him sound all exotic and foreign, but he's not. So he was in, Josh Grant came in, Dan Crowley, Chalobah was coming back from injury there, Barry Mackay played as well. It was disappointing. Wasn't a great win, but you know, points on the board. And then another disappointing game against Dunfermline. I was expecting to see a lot more goals going in this game, and unfortunately just came away with a 2-0 win, an own goal and Michael Frey getting on the score sheet there. And then an impressive win against Hibs at Ibrox, 3-0 with Mackay, Burt and Bamford from the spot. It was a strange one that I'd actually accidentally left one of our... I'd switched to a 4-2-3-1 in that game, narrow, and the reason for that was Hibs have always given us a problem. They gave us problems last year when I was playing my standard formation, so I switched that, but I actually left it in counter-attack because it was basically the formation I played against Dortmund, and moved the two holding midfielders up into sort of standard midfield position, but it was left in counter-attack. It actually turned out quite well. You know, we managed to get goals from the chances we had, even though Hibs had more chances, so I was really pleased with that. You know, Zach Clough and Bamford didn't play particularly well in that game, but you know, we got the points again. As I say, that's what's kind of important at this stage. Now, there was a request to have a look at some of the information within Europe to see how Scotland are doing as a whole for the coefficients, and I suppose as well from a club perspective. So you can see Scotland are 15th at the moment, 27.75 coefficients. That will go up to 30.25 next season, which will see Scotland go up to 12th place between Belgium and Greece. Assuming there was no one else further down, don't think there was. And you can see the improvement for that was last year, a score of 11.375, almost double what it was the previous season. So really, we did our bit last year. I can't remember how Celtic got on in the Champions League, but certainly a strong recovery, and already so far we're at 5.75, almost on par with the 2016-17 season. As far as the coefficients of clubs are concerned, we are sitting 143rd, which you can see again, we've had a number of years in the Wilderness, and then last year 10.275. Now, if that actually counts towards the Scottish one last year, which was 11 something, we were responsible for about 90% of the points for Scotland. And this year, we're already tracking at 5.15, so we're doing okay. 18th next season, 18 points will see us kind of rise up a little bit, not massively, but getting obviously to the Champions League stages this year. If we can make it to the third spot and get into the Europa League, then hopefully we'll get a good chunk of points there. Up above us though, some of these teams here, you see like Wigan, to actually be below teams like Wigan, Aberdeen in 99th, it's really kind of disappointing. And Celtic obviously are up much higher than that. I don't know where did they go to. I'm sure I saw them somewhere. There they are, 49th. So obviously that's where we're looking to target. You can see that they had a fairly good season in 16-17, not quite as good last year. We've got a bit of ground to catch up in there, but that's what we're here to do, is to improve our standing in Europe and so on. There's been no transfer movements in or out, so no changes to the squad as a whole, and I think we're ready to get off into the match tonight. So 4-2-3-1 wide is the predicted lineup for Paris Saint-Germain. Some of the names in there you can see: Di Maria, Cavani, Coutinho, Pastore. It's quite a daunting lineup to be up against. It's certainly asking a lot for us today. But this is the formation we're going to. I'm still not 100% convinced with Jack Robinson yet at left back. I'm trying to get him games in Scotland to kind of get used to being in the team and so on before I kind of kick Wallace out of the starting 11. I may live to regret that in this game if Wallace has another stinker. But yeah, that's our favoured, certainly, back three of Cooper, Mari and Dominic. Can't play Tavernier, as I said before. With Chalobah missing, I wanted a bit more punch in midfield. With Benacer and Poyet there, ideally I would have had Chalobah in. So what I've decided to do is put Jack Thompson in the defensive midfield in the anchorman position. Actually, you can see he's actually pretty decent. His skills are remarkably good for someone who's just kind of kicking around in the reserves at the start of the game. So I think he could do a job for us tonight. João Felix will take up the number 10 role, with Wilson and Frey as the favoured front two, ahead of Clough and Bamford. And poor Martin Wycorn, after all his exploits of last season, has basically been consigned to the reserves. I do feel a little bit bad about that, but at the same time I do want to kind of move this team on into more of my kind of team. So as far as our mentality and everything is concerned, it's back to the usual. We'll see what happens with pressing, whether or not I want to actually play out of defence or just kind of send it further up the park more often. It'll just depend on the course of the game. But that's us. Let's get off into the match and see whether we can pick up our first points of this Champions League group stage. Looking at that team that Paris Saint-Germain will be lining up with, it's kind of scary, and I'm thinking maybe it's not going to happen, but we'll see. Yeah, Tavernier is certainly missing. Down as a draw, really? I wouldn't have really said that at all. Yeah, it's a scary lineup. Scary. Right, so let's see whether we can. I was hoping I could maybe work off the kind of Hibs result to see if players would kind of pick up off of that. Wallace and that are considered midfielders, aren't they? So I'll tell them that. And then Maurice is. Why do I keep calling him Maurice? Adam Morris. Right. So the one thing I do want to do is obviously with Thompson is tell him to basically just put in a shift on Javier Pastore. I think it's really vital that he does that. I think Morris will be told to get further forward. Is he? Oh yeah, he's already on attack. See, this is the thing when you swap out Tavernier. He was usually on attack, so I'm going to put him on support, and that way he... Why can't I change that? Is it... Oh, he's set to complete wing back. Dear oh dear. Get a grip of yourself, man. Not in that way. We want him to be a wing back. I'm kind of tempted to have him on defend tonight. Yeah. Certainly want him to cross from deep. And we do want... Yeah, actually, that's a point. We do actually... Sorry about this, guys. We do actually want to aim for Frey. And I'd say for Wallace, probably just to go for the centre. Alright, let's get the game underway. And let's move our speed and everything back down. We want to go to extended because there's only one match tonight. And yeah, Champions League football back at Ibrox, and well, I'm certainly not too expectant of anything tonight, so I think anything we do get is a bonus. I'd be fairly happy with a decent performance and certainly a better scoreline than Borussia Dortmund, maybe giving PSG some food for thought, but we're not going to get there from the kickoff perhaps. Unless, of course, we look at Wallace wide and left, which we do. Poyet finds him. Can he get the ball into the box? Gets to the byline, cuts it into the front post to Frey. But Marquinhos just dispossesses him as easily as tying his shoelaces. It's going to be a tough night tonight. No, okay. I mean, so far, not too bad. 10 minutes on the clock. Not much chance-wise, which is okay, but we have a chance here on the edge of the box. Felix plays the free kick in towards Frey. Mari with the header across the goal, and my Donnarumma, oh, great name that is, Donnarumma with the save. It was heading back over towards Frey at the back post. 2 shots, 2 on target, 50% possession, 10 minutes in. It's okay. We do definitely need to make sure that any shots we do get tonight are on target and we make the keeper work. There's actually not a great deal happening, but here we go. Mario Rui with the free kick, Dominic with the save, and certainly with other keepers I would have seen that go in. It was a good save from Strong Hands, pushing it over the bar as Verratti takes the resulting corner. Di Maria pulling away from his marker into Dominic's hand, and it's still 0-0 with 13 minutes gone. Wow, 4 bookings already. Jeez, oh. And 3 of them for Paris Saint-Germain. I would have expected it more the other way. Cooper winning the header there to Frey. Back to Poyet, inside to Benacer, forward to Felix. To Frey, getting some nice passing going here at the moment. Benacer now coming forward 35 yards from goal, and that's a wild effort. Very, very rarely do you see those ones go in, as the 2 shots on target early on have been followed up by 2 off target. Felix with the deep free kick straight into the keeper's arms. Delivery's got to be a bit better than that, as Donnarumma plays it long. Mari with the header away. Benacer picking up inside to Poyet. Back to Cooper. Will he go long or will he go to Thompson? Nope, he goes further to Benacer. Back to Poyet. Certainly look quite composed on the ball, Benacer and Poyet. Frey is doing a good job of holding the ball up there. Wilson now takes it into feet. Back to Poyet. Patiently just building, looking for that bit of space. Felix pulls Wilson into it again. Frey with a long range effort, and the keeper has put that wide. That was quite a vicious shot from Frey. Probably just about heading in to the far post. And Felix will take this corner, lofted in towards the back of the box. Thompson will pick up the rebound here, and can we get the ball back in for a chance? Benacer trying to find Wilson with a through ball, couldn't quite get there, and it's cleared. Cavani's not given up on it though, he's kept it in, and he turns his marker. Benacer with a challenge, and it wasn't a clean one. But he didn't get booked for that, and I'd say that was a tactical foul, unless of course you are biased against Rangers, in which case it's a cynical foul. But yeah, we look not too bad so far. Don't look really that threatening out wide, and as I say that, we go wide, and Morris on the ball now inside to Felix, and he's lost out to Di Maria there, and could we get caught out on the break? Cavani with a nice touch brings it inside onto the right foot, just on the edge of the box, and that's a terrible finish from him. A bit disappointed at how easily he was able to get through to that position to shoot, and certainly could do a lot better the next time he gets a chance like that, as Pastore plays it to Verratti, and again another wild shot over the bar. If Paris Saint-Germain keep shooting like that all night, then I think it could be a decent night for us. Both, you can look from this focus of attacks, most of Paris Saint-Germain's attacks are coming out from the wide areas, whereas we tend to be going through the middle at the moment, which is what you'd expect since our width comes from wing backs. As Coutinho plays the ball to Cavani on the turn. What a save from Dominic that was. That was a much better shot from Cavani, and our biggest signing of the series so far is certainly doing well in goals so far, as Verratti takes the corner. Dominic again towering above everyone to grab the ball, and we are about 9 minutes away from half time. Now it's going okay. Certainly either team score and it's probably going to be the winner, I would imagine, but it's probably going to be a red card at some point tonight. That's 6 yellow cards so far, and now Morris is probably going to get booked as well. No, he's just getting a warning for that. Right, can we do something from this corner? Felix playing in. The keeper's made a mess of that, but we haven't managed to get any shot away. Felix finds Thompson 20 yards from goal, goes for goal, and that's converted for 2 points. Oh, wait a minute, it's not rugby? Right, okay, it's a goal kick. It's asking a lot for a youngster like Jack Thompson tonight. As I say, I really would have liked to have had Chalobah alongside Benacer and Poyet in the defensive mid position, but do you know what? I think they're doing okay. I'm going to say that. Happy? No, actually, there's a few. Never really know what to do when it's in this kind of position. Keep going, can still win, maybe. Felix hasn't played particularly well, so let's see if. There we go, he's fired up from that. He's actually the worst performing player anyway. Midfield weren't bad, can improve. Again, I don't know how much this plays into it all. My team talks seem to be reasonably good, and we have been doing fairly well on the pitch, but that's not a good start to the second half. Verratti going for the spectacular. It was on target, credit to him, but it wasn't going to beat Dominic from there. I'm just wondering if we want to vary things up and kind of go attacking rather than being in control, but certainly we've got a chance here. PSG is surely going to score here. What's Verratti doing? That was a golden opportunity, and nearly there with the header from Coutinho, I think that was. Don't know what Verratti was doing. That was a golden chance for him. Saint-Germain is certainly starting the second half stronger. Di Maria in the middle, Cooper partial clearance. We're really deep at the moment, and that's a great challenge from Morris. And now can we get them on the counter? Felix forward to Frey, breaking out into the left channel, left footed ball in towards Wilson. Too far away to really go for it himself, but Wallace has found space inside the box, into Frey, and he puts it in. And that, I didn't see that one coming. 50 minutes on the clock, Michael Frey with yet another goal, and I tell you what, that was a pretty well taken goal. Wallace here getting into space, and it certainly looked as though Poyet was offside. I think that was Poyet anyway. Pulled back his run, but Frey was onside, and he smashed that home for 1-0. Right, okay, this yellow card situation could be quite bad. Oh dear. Just that challenge Benacer went in with there on a yellow. But now it'll be interesting to see if PSG open up a bit, and Frey going for the spectacular Donnarumma with the acrobatic save. I think we're on 4 yellow cards now, so it's a bit dangerous, and I may have to look at changing things around. But again, we're in front and I don't really want to change things too much. Cooper dispossessing Cavani there, and Poyet goes all the way back to Dominic, goes long towards Frey, didn't even challenge Marquinhos there. Wallace now coming up on the left, plays it in the middle to Benacer unmarked. Is he going to take an effort? No, he finds Wilson inside the box, and Wilson has just pulled that wide of the post. That was a glorious chance 3 minutes after our first goal, and that was a really big chance there. That could have been 2-0, and just how big a miss is that going to be, as we're still trying to work away another chance. We certainly seem to have got a bit of confidence from that goal, but with the type of players PSG have, there's always that danger that they're going to score a wonder goal. As Cavani progresses on goal, Benacer stops him, Lucas Moura with the shot, and that was pretty poor from him. And now at the 60-minute mark, right, I'm just going to pause this a second to have a look. Felix is having a bad game today. There's a lot of yellow cards. What do we do? Thompson's looking nervous and is on a yellow card. So I think we'll swap. We'll put Poyet there. We'll get Jordan Thompson in midfield. Deep line playmaker should be okay for him there. And we'll go with Barry Mackay instead of João Felix. Don't know how the goalkeeper's looking. Very nervous because he's been outstanding tonight. And again, I don't know how he is on a 6.9 because he's pulled off some great saves. But Paris Saint-Germain again. Morris dispossessing Di Maria. That'll certainly do his confidence a world of good. Wilson now cuts it through to Felix. Am I going to have to cancel my changes? No, I'm not. It's hit the post. I tell you what, we have had a decent number of chances tonight, and just with a little bit more composure in front of goal, we could be doing a lot better, but we're still not giving up at the moment. As Felix here gets the loose ball, plays it into the front post, and Marquinhos will clear that quite comfortably. But Poyet now picking up that clearance. Benacer going wide to Wallace. We're getting a lot of joy at the moment, but the ball there was too close to Donnarumma, and the chance is gone. But taking a little bit of a gamble, switching things around now. But 2 players on yellow cards, 2 youngsters going off the park, both looking nervous. It's a calculated decision, and hopefully it will pay off for us with about 23 minutes left on the clock. But it's been impressive so far. If we do lose a goal and it goes 1-1, then at least we can say we have actually played well. As Verratti gets into the box, loses out to Mari, Thompson forward to Mackay. Now we got to look to break on them. Wilson will look surely for Frey. He does, but there's not much support. There is, if you go wide, Morris is in acres of space there on the right. Mackay goes alone into Wilson at the front post, and he's put it in. Get in there. 2-0, 72 minutes on the clock, and surely that's going to be 3 points on the board for us, or at least 1 point. Mackay avoiding the obvious pass to Morris. I think that cross might have taken a touch. But very similar to the first goal in the finish from Wilson there. Low and hard, close to the goalkeeper, and the keeper seems to have got a touch on it. But this is interesting. PSG have got a chance here potentially from the kick-off as Di Maria progresses through the middle. He loses out to Benacer. Mackay forward looking for Frey, cut out by Marquinhos, and Verratti will now look for Di Maria. Cooper getting in before him, playing it long to Frey, and Frey's been very impressive. His hold-up play has been really good tonight. I can't believe some of the free transfers we've managed to get with these guys. As Wilson skips by a couple of men, this could be a really good goal, but on his weaker foot there in the end, and it was too central to the keeper. But he went through that defence quite well. The good thing from our point of view is it's quite a young team. There's definitely a lot of growth there, as Verratti will take the outswinging corner deep into the box, headed away by Frey. Wilson will chase it down, and the blue jerseys now start to flood forward. Wilson finds Mackay. Could we get a counter-attack killer third goal? Mackay going alone, he's past his man, and that is such a weak finish, as you just saw all the fans behind the goal synchronised, holding head and hand. That was a glorious chance for Mackay. But I think the one thing this fixture has shown is that the formation does work. As Cavani, surely that was a foul. He seemed to stamp on Mackay from behind. But yeah, the formation is certainly given us a lot of chances, and certainly it's opened up a lot more since we got the first goal. PSG are having to chase the game, and it's given us a lot more space. As Frey skips by one, goes for the effort, and again Donnarumma with a save. And I'm really impressed with this. Very impressed. And one of the things I am noticing from this is Benacer's performance. I can't really remember how much we've still got on our transfer budget, but I'm really tempted to go in for him. His performance tonight has been excellent. He has harried and really pressured the Paris Saint-Germain attacking players. As Morris plays the ball in towards Frey, it's headed away by Marquinhos. 5 minutes on the clock left. I suppose the only thing I've got to be concerned about is this is probably close to my strongest team, and there's quite a few yellow cards, so suspensions might be something to think about for the CSK double headers. But that's in the coming episodes. At the moment, we can just enjoy the fact that we're actually doing really rather well, as Wilson breaks away on the right wing, cuts inside onto his favoured left foot. Cynical foul by Matuidi there, and that's the end of that chance for Wilson. But Mackay will take the free kick. Verratti heads it away. Poyet to Mackay. Benacer now losing out to Verratti, winning it back, but Matuidi clears his lines and it should go out for a throw-in. It does indeed. Shouldn't be too much more to go in the game. I think at this stage it's highly unlikely we are going to come out of this with anything, oh dear, other than 3 points. As Dominic managed to put a hand to that, that was some save from him, and Wallace finishes up the job, but it's played back forward. Jordan Thompson now closing down Aurier. Cavani into Matuidi. Poyet with the header away. Mackay. Certainly, counter-attack wise, we've had a number of chances. If we could have broken quicker there with Mackay, it would have been another. But Benacer here on the ball to Wilson. Morris again is in loads of space in that right wing. He should be absolutely screaming. But similarly, Wallace is on the left, and he gets it to the byline, in towards the centre, and it's off the crossbar. And that really didn't look like a foul. That actually did look like Wilson just dived properly. But yeah, we're still getting more highlights even at this late stage. The team obviously eager to try and get the goal difference back to 0. Frey with the effort, and it's not very pretty. And surely that should be us. 1 minute of injury time to be played. And I would say, guys, we have been the better side. Pretty even first half. PSG started off well, but we definitely got confidence from that goal from Frey, and it's certainly been a fairly comfortable second half. Still had to have some good saves from Dominic, but that is it. 3 points on the board against one of the favourites from the group, and this time the squad take that rather well. Fantastic performance from Michael Frey, 8.3. Very, very pleased with that. 8 yellow cards. Quite a brutal game for the Champions League. And in the other game, Dortmund getting the win in injury time. So maybe CSK Moscow won't be quite as easy as I have been making out. But anyway, guys, that is it for this episode. We cruised to a 2-0 victory. I like how that sounds. So here's the group stage as it stands after that game. We are now sitting in second place. Can we just end the group there? No, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm absolutely delighted to have got 3 points on the board at home. The next game I think is away against CSK Moscow, and then the follow-up will be at home. So definitely 2 very, very crucial games. Coming out of that with 4 points would probably be my kind of goal, my minimum. If we can beat PSG at home, I think we can beat CSK Moscow at home. I'm not sure about Dortmund. But yeah, it's going quite well. As far as it's concerned domestically, we've got Betfred semi-final after that CSK Moscow game. Not going to cover Wraith St Johnstone. Probably wouldn't cover Kilmarnock or Dundee either. I will do the Celtic game. I know you guys kind of want to see how that's still going, so probably do a Celtic Dortmund double header. But that is it for this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you got any comments, leave them down below. If you like the video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. And until the next time, I'll see you when I see you.